Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello guys, welcome to Global Happenings today. We have a trending news here for you. And the headline of the news read, Nigeria allegedly targeted as US sends security details to access international airports in Nigeria. But before we continue with details of the news and further analysis, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also on the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish videos on YouTube.
All right. A three-man Transportation Security Administration (TSA) from United States of America has arrived in Nigeria to commence security assessment of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority said that's NCAA said that the delegation would commence their duties immediately. Sam Adurogboye, the General Manager, Public Relations of the agency, made this known today in Lagos in a document posted on NCCA's website. The agency said the team comprising transportation security specialists was received by Abdullahi Sidi, the acting director general of NCAA at Aviation House. Adurogboye said the assessment, which was expected to cover critical areas of the airport, will last 10 days. This assessment, though carried out annually, is coming at a time when the United States feels it may be facing security threats across various countries after President Donald Trump carried out a lethal targeted strike against an Iranian general, justifying the strike as an act of self-defense. John Ojikutu, former commandant of the Murtala Mohammed Airport, Lagos, said the TSA audit is a little bit higher than the International Civil Aviation Organization audit. He said that security agents come mainly because they have the airline that comes to Nigeria and they want to ensure that the standard of their security is not below their own standard. They have a lot of checklists. They will go round the perimeter checks, check the baggage screening and checkpoint screening. They will check the outboard and inboard passengers. If they don't have American Airlines coming here, they won't be here. They are coming at a time when they sense a threat to the Americans, especially the interest in virtually every country, including Nigeria. Where they have the Boko Haram and with what has happened in Iran, they are hoping it won't spread through the airports. So if there are areas that are open that terrorists can penetrate, they will tell us to close up the areas, and if we don't close up, they will stop the aircraft from coming in. Ojukite said so. While thanking the team for the routine visit, Sidi assured them of the authorities' readiness to ensure success of the assessment. He said the agency will collaborate more closely with the TSA to promote security in and around the nation's airports. Okofi Akoja, head of NCAA Aviation Security, Peter Amasa, head NCAA AVSES Training and Certification, technical assistant to the Director General were present at the meeting.
All right, thank you very much. This assessment is overly important at this time of, our lives. We all know what's currently going on in Iran, between Iran and the United States of America. So the assessment is very, very important. And I want to state here that the reason why Nigeria has been, why they had to send in their security details to assess our airport, it's just check out if there are loopholes, and also loopholes in the area of facilities, the scanning machines and all of that, if there are routes where people can bring in. Don't forget that yesterday, that we heard the case of the Ukrainian airline that crashed in Iran. Actually was airlifting some persons from Iran to Ukraine, and about 180 people lost their lives. And there's a lot of fear. Most people are believing that possibly it could be a case of one mistake here and there. It could be a case of bomb. It could be. Nobody can know. I think currently the investigation is ongoing to know exactly the cause of the air crash. That's airplane crash. But the truth is, most persons believe that they're trying to link it up to what is currently happening between Iran and Iraq. Who knows? if there were some American citizens who were inside the airplane. And don't forget that these guys have issued enough threat to the United States of America that they are going to pay bitterly for what they had done. So I believe that the United States, viewing all the areas in Nigeria, or all the countries in Africa, they believe that since they have an embassy and they have most of their distinct citizens in Nigeria, they believe Nigeria is most susceptible to terrorist attack. We are most susceptible to a lot of things. That's why they have decided to come in and assess that. And for me, that is a good proactivity, because it's a way of, at least, even if you cannot reduce to a zero level the damage that will be done, but at least to the barest minimum you can. And that is really, really interesting. And I hope that this will not trigger any form of fear, because there are a lot of persons who may have had in mind to travel out of the country to the United States, and there are some who may have wanted to come in based on some of the, though they are not concrete enough, but there are some security information that have been given thus far that can kind of sway somebody away from thinking of entering into any airline down to Nigeria. So with this step that they have taken, they want to reassure their own people the safety, or guarantee their safety when they're traveling now to Nigeria.
As it is now, we all know that America is a powerhouse, it's a strong nation, it's a nation, one of the powerful nations in the world. So even if, I'm just preempting now, even if Iran would like to strike, it may not be very easy. I'm not saying it's not possible. Yes, it's possible. It may not be very easy to strike, down to America. They may rather would like to strike wherever they feel American citizens are, and especially those countries they feel that are security very porous, as in the security is so very porous. And one of the typical example I feel they may likely want to use maybe Nigeria, because Nigeria has been home to quite a lot of terrorist organizations like the Boko Haram, like the ISIS, ISWAP, APWAP, the likes of even the Fulani, even though they are Fulani herdsmen, even though they have not been proscribed, but we all know that they cause some level of mayhem, all that. Now, with that, coming into play, and the fact that Nigeria is a multi-religious nation, which means you can always, one or two terrorists can dress in hijab, no one questions your dress sense, and they can easily, implant any form of terrorist attack in one of these airplanes. So yes, the first point of call will definitely have to be Nigeria, so that to see to the fact that the securities in the international airports are well done, so that they don't expose their citizens that are already in the state, as already in Nigeria, or the ones intending to come to Nigeria, or the ones who are already born coming to Nigeria, so that they don't get caught in this web. So what do? They brought in their experts to check, and of course, that to me it's a good one. It's very proactive, which means every other place there's loopholes, they now put it on mandates Nigerian authority in the airport to ensure that those loopholes, those leaking points are sealed up. That way, and if we don't seal it up, we are gonna lose a lot. We're losing as a nation. We're gonna lose so much. And just imagine a Nigerian American, as a Nigerian that has nationalized in the United States, who wants to come home maybe for Easter, or maybe has something to do in Nigeria this season, and he needs to come home for one or two reasons, and can't come home simply because there are security issues, and there have been warnings in the United States that they shouldn't come down to Nigeria. We're going to lose a lot. So yes, I expect that the government of the day will react proactively, will react very swiftly to whatever recommendations they make concerning the issue of security. So I feel, yes, whatever loopholes, they're going to seal it up very neatly, and there won't be issues concerning security agency. But why I'm a bit scared is the fact that why should it be Nigeria first? Because Nigeria over the years have shown series of issues to show that the country itself is battling with insecurity. If we had been able to control and combat totally the issue of Boko Haram, ISWAP and all that, maybe we wouldn't have been the first protocol point of call, but as it is now, we have insecurity issues. So, and since some sort of Americans, some of them may not be able to do without coming to Nigeria for one reason or the other, they need to protect their citizens as much as they can, which is why they are doing this. So yes, kudos to President Donald Trump, who cares so much for his people to the point of ensuring that all international airports are well secured. I wonder if it was Nigeria, if this would have been done for us. I really wonder.
All right, thank you very much. We are hopeful that even as they are coming in, our own securities will also be at the alert so that we won't register any form of terrorist attack. Don't forget that fairly recently the Agènţ group have gone out to react. A few days ago, they were in Abuja. They reacted to the killing of Soleimani, and it wasn't really a good one because they went on rampage, they break down things and all of that. ISM had already called on them to calm down so that this issue can be resolved amicably. But these guys, the United States of America, they're trying to make sure that all the possibly the terrorists and prone areas or countries are put on serious check to avoid any further damage by the Iranians. All right, that's where we're going to leave it. Go to our comment section. Let us interact. What's your position?